Hi, and welcome to the first video on data visualization using ggplot2. GG of ggplot stands for Grammar of Graphics. Now we will start out by librarying tidyverse, which is what we usually do, and then we're going to be using the MPG data set to look at plotting. So we can find out more about that by just typing $MPG, and then this will tell us information about the data set. So we can find out the types of information we have, and it'll even tell me the size of the data set. And when I look at this, maybe I want to look at displacement and the highway miles per gallon to see if there's a relationship. So if I just did ggplot, then I would tell it, okay, what is my data set? So my data set is going to be the MPG data set. And if I just tell it that, then what I get is just an empty plot. Okay? In order to actually see anything on the plot, we have to add a geom, which is how are we going to visualize this? Are we going to do points? Are we going to do lines? Are we going to do bars? What kind of geometry do we want for this? So when I do that and I tell it, okay, my mapping is, and I set AES is for aesthetics. So I want the X variable to be the displacement and the Y variable to be the highway miles per gallon. So when I do that, then it gives me a plot of points where the X variable is the displacement and the Y variable is the highway miles per gallon. So when we did the first one, we didn't get the points because we hadn't told it which kind of points we wanted to get. Now, go back and look at your help to see what does the drive variable describe. How many rows are there? How many columns are there in empty cars data set? Okay, so let's look back here at the help and we can see, let's see, what does DRV say? The type of drivetrain, where F is front wheel drive, R is rear wheel drive. So if I just looked at MPG, I can see that it will in fact have this variable called drive, and it has one of these three types listed. Now, if I wanted to do empty cars instead, right, then I could do $on empty cars. And this tells me where the data set came from. It'll tell me I have 32 observations, that's the number of rows, of 11 numeric variables. And it tells me what those variables are and where it came from. So I want you to pause for a minute and try to make a scatter plot of highway mileage versus the number of cylinders. Okay, so let's see, highway mileage. Oh, it's going to give me MPG, so I want to do that as a function of the number of cylinders. So pause the video and try that, and then come back and see how we do that. Okay. Okay, so if we're looking at empty cars, we're going to do ggplot, and my data set is now empty cars, and I will add geom point, and I will set my aesthetics of X to be the cylinders, and Y is now going to be my highway. No, MPG, miles per gallon. Okay, so that's the way you can do that. If you wanted to do the same thing, but you wanted to use the MPG data set, we could do the highway mileage. And you see a similar sort of plot. Okay, that's the end of the first video. Come back and we'll do video 2.